Welcome back, students. Master Spleen in the building. So I really do hope you had a great community day on Saturday, that you got some really high stats, Talonflame for great, and that you succeed to catch a Ando or a pseudo Ando or a 13-15-15 for the Ultra League, so that you are now prepared to wreck the entire game with the Incinerate Talonflame. So it's now time to switch to the next event that's called Searching for Legends, and that will take place from the 9th of March until the 14th of March, from 10 AM your local time until 8 AM your local time. So in this infographic just down there that was realized by Legends, if you don't know them, please follow them on the social networks. They are really all the time doing an amazing work when it comes to infography, so really try to go out there and follow them. So you can just see in the infography the mons that will be spawning more frequently in the wild. I would like to highlight that it's going to be the shiny debut of Nosepass that will be available in this shiny form for the first time. You will have as well specific mons that will spawn more frequently from incense. Same with mons that are that will be included in the 5-kilometer egg pool, and the mons that will obviously will be available in the 1-star and the 3-star raids, and legendaries in the 5-star raids. So let's focus on the mon as usual that you should try to focus on when it comes to PvP, and the most relevant one when it comes to this event. First mon we are going to cover is Aggron. So for those, Aggron is the last evolution of Aggron, obviously. Nice shiny with this red eyes, and you are going to use it with Smackdown and then Heavy Slam, Thunder or Stone Age. Usually Smackdown, Stone Age, and then you pick up between Heavy Slam and Thunder on the coverage you want. Aggron is, let's say, a bit a mon that is underestimated at the moment, but that could have really some nice play, I do believe, especially in the Ultra League. If you see for the Great League, here the best PvP IV you could find is the 0-13-12 at level 18, and as you can see it picks some nice matchups. The only matchup I would like to highlight is the Hypno matchup, where you do need to have a very good PvP IV Aggron to take the matchup. Shadow Aggron is now available, and here you can see that it might be not the best solution, at least for the Great League, because yes, you are going to pick the Shiftry matchup, which the regular Aggron does not pick, but as a trade-off you lose the Crest and you lose the Marowak matchup, and I do believe it's always nice to pick those matchups. For the Ultra League, here I do think that let's say Aggron has a bit more play, and that could be a nice core breaker of the meta. You pick the Abomasnow, Articuno, Charizard, the Charmers. Here you pick Talonflame, that will be huge, Skarm, Garvantula, Driftblim. So basically every mon that is that has, let's say, your weaknesses to rock type attacks, you are going to be huge with your Aggron. And I would just like to highlight the Giratina A matchup, that it's an IV dependent matchup, and that if your opponent is running a very good PvP IV Giratina, which in my opinion is not likely, but we never know, the Giratina is able to flip the matchup. Once again, for the Ultra League, I do believe it's the regular one is better, because you pick the Kingdra matchup, and that's not the case of the Shadow. For the Master League, yeah, you could run Aggron, obviously, if you want to go Spice, but I don't think that's it's a tremendous choice. You are going to pick same Ice types, Flying types, Charmers in the meta, Fire as well. but you are lacking this, let's say, this really core mons in the Master Premier or in the Open Master. Next mon we are going to cover, it's Excadrill. This is the first time we are going to cover Excadrill since he got access to Mudshot. So now I think it's best to use it with Mudshot, Rock Slide, Drill Run, but obviously you could go as well with Mud Slap. I do believe that Mud Slap could have some play as well, especially in the Master League, when if you are able to switch lock a Steel type and to entirely farm down the Steel type with Mud Slap and then be loaded on energy, that could be a great strategy. So Excadrill in the Great League, you should go with the 2-15-15, level 17. I do believe Excadrill might be lacking a bit of bulk to in the Great League. Here are several potential IV dependent matchups: Cress, Frostlass, Skarm, G-Fisk. All this matchup, basically if your opponent is running Ice stat mon, they are going to be able to flip the matchup. And when it comes to Tropius, you need a very good PvP IV1, but obviously you need the opposing Tropius to run Air Slash, or it's with the Razorleaf variant, it's going to wreck totally you up. I do believe that Excadrill might have the most play in the Ultra League. I know that Toe Tactical used to run Excadrill in the last GBL season in the Ultra League, for example, and here, as you can see, you have really some nice wins, where some matchups where you do need a very good PvP IV1 to flip it. That's the Skarmory matchup, and that's the Toxic Rock matchup. Please consider as well that for the Snorlax matchup, if the opponent is running a very good PvP IV Snorlax, it will flip the matchup as well. And when it comes to the Master League here, I think that Excadrill remains, like, say, a niche mon for the Master League, sorry, and especially if you want to run it, I think it's better in the Master Premier Cup, where it could shine as a great Metagross counter. Great, let's say it's a Steel type, and at the same time it's a Steel type that beats the other Steel types, so that's always nice. Next mon, it's going to be Ferrothorn. So here, let's say Ferrothorn will be available in 1-star raids. For those who are living in the northern hemisphere, I remind you that Ferrothorn is not spawning anymore in the northern hemisphere, so that could be a great opportunity, let's say, to grab some candies and then to trade it once this feature of the XL from trade will be live. So Ferrothorn for the Great and for the Ultra is really a very good mon. So you use it with Bullet Seed, Power Whip, and then you have access to Thunder or Flash Cannon, depending on what coverage you are looking for your Ferrothorn. So if you are looking for grass coverage, you go Flash Cannon. If you are looking for flying type coverage, you go Thunder. Basically, I will say that, but obviously you have some exceptions. When it comes to the Great League, basically you should look for a 0-13-13 when it comes to Ferrothorn, level 25, and you have 3 matchups that are, let's say, IV dependent one, and the first one is Hypno. So a very good PvP IV Hypno is able to flip the matchup against a very good PvP IV Ferrothorn. When it comes to Mandibuzz, that's the same. I mean, if you are facing a very good Ice stat Mandibuzz and you are running a very good Ice stat Ferrothorn, the Mandibuzz can flip the matchup, and that's how Mandibuzz is broken. And Ice stat product G-Fisk is able to flip the matchup against the Ferrothorn, landing the Earthquake for the kill. When it comes to Tropius, that's going to depend on the moveset. Obviously, you are resisting Air Slash, and no, you are neutral to Air Slash but resisting Razor Leaf. And then obviously if the opponent is running Razor Leaf, you are going to be able to outpace it in a way. For the Ultra League, here you should look for a Ferrothorn 5, 15, 14 best buddy at level 51, and you have a nice list of mons. I think that Ferrothorn might be more useful in open Ultra, especially because in the let's say in Ultra Premier you have a lot of fighters and Ferrothorn doesn't like to meet a fighter. One matchup I would like to highlight it here that is IV dependent. It's Snorlax and Shadow Snorlax, sorry, and basically that's if your opponent is running a very good high stat Shadow Snorlax, it will be able to flip the matchup in any way. I don't believe there are so many high stat Shadow Snorlax out there. If you have a Shadow Snorlax, that's already good in a way. Next month it's going to be Alolan Graveler. So here again, first time we are going to cover it. You have the Volt Switch with Rock Blast and Stone Age. This is a mon personally I really like, and each time is allowed in the Silph Cup or in a restricted format. I think he can really shine. We saw that for the Love Cup, we saw that for the Halloween Cup, how it needs some practice, and you need to know when, you need to know the matchups where you have to bait to land the nuke. But if you are really comfortable with Alolan Graveler, it is an hitting machine in a way. I do believe Alolan Graveler is a bit better than Alolan Golem, for example, especially because you have more bulk, because you are going to bring it up around level 30 when it comes to Alolan Graveler, whereas Golem is like a bit more squishy, but Golem has access to the Wild Charge nuke. So I'm not saying one is better than the other, but I think that you can use one or the other depending on your team comp. So what are the matchups of Alolan Graveler in the Great League? So in the Great League you should look for a 0, 14, 15 at level 30.5, and here as you can see you have lots of matchups that are basically taken by Alolan Graveler. Sometimes you need to bait, sometimes you can just go straight Rock Blast, but this is really a core breaker mon. As I just said before, maybe more for restricted formats, but why not for open Great League? Here, let's say that the matchup I would like to highlight, there are 3 matchups. First one is Cresselia. So high stat product Cresselia is able to flip the matchup because it will survive the Stone Age and it will land the Grass Knot for the kill. But same, are we seeing a lot of high stat products Cress? I do not believe that. And 2 matchups where you should have a very good PvP IV1 if you want to pick them up, those are Umbreon, and the last one is Wigglytuff. And here, as you can see, really try to use this event if you want to run Graveler in the future to find a very good PvP IV1, because most of the time Graveler is used as a core breaker, for example, of the Charm plus the AWAC in those cups that Niantic organize in the GBL. So here you will need a very good PvP IV1 if you want to pick the Wigglytuff matchup. Next one is going to be Magnezone. So same, first time we are covering Magnezone. So Magnezone, you go with Spark and then you go with Mirror Shot and Wild Charge. So basically it's really a mon. You charge up to 1 or 2 Wild Charge, and then you go for the bait or you go for the nuke, and you swap out and you swap in and you swap out, for example. That's a strategy that a lot of players are using with Magnezone. So if you look at the Great League, you will see that you have a nice, let's say, nice wins there, but keep always in mind that those wins, they are in the perfect scenario where you bait with the mirror shot and you land the wild charge afterwards. So nice wins here. I do think that for the Great League, it might be better to go with the Shadow Magnezone, even though the Shadow is even squishier than the regular one, but you have such a hard-hitting wild charge that you can take out some mons that the regular one is not taking out. For example, Hypno, Shadow Hypno, Marowak, that is supposed to be hard counter to Magnezone, Melmetal, Alolan Raichu, Bastiodon, that is supposed to be hard counter to the Magnezone. So that's really nice. And if you want to go spice with Magnezone, here my advice will be to go with the Shadow one. For the Ultra League, and that's where I do believe Magnezone has more play, let's say. Here, as you can see, you have a great list of mons that Magnezone is able to pick. Just one matchup that is IV dependent one is the Toxicroak matchup. And if you are facing an Excel Toxicroak, the Toxicroak will be able to flip the matchup because it will survive the wild charge, and he will be able just to farm you down with the counters then. For the, let's say, for the Ultra League, here, let's say Shadow, not Shadow, maybe the regular is better on paper because the Shadow gains 2 matchups that are Tangrowth and the Abomasnow, and as a trade-off you lose 5 matchups, Toxicroak, you lose the Shadow Abomasnow, Blaziken, Charizard and Gengar, but then that's always stats, and you know that with 1 or 2 sparks advantage you should be able to pick as well those matchups. Last but not least, in the Master League, here I think as well Magnezone has some play. We saw it a lot in Master Premier, for example, as a lead or as a core breaker. You have the list here of the matchups that the Magnezone can pick, and if you have a Shadow Magnezone, I will recommend you to run it. You are going to lose against the Snorlax, but you are going to be able to pick the Machamp, which is huge in my opinion, given the Premier Cup meta. And if you want to run Magnezone in Open Ultra, you are able to pick the Dialga with the Shadow Magnezone, which is huge. Next month it's going to be Probopass, so really the star of this event here with shiny. So if you can grab a shiny Probopass and run it in PvP, that could be awesome. Probopass is a quite rare mon, so it's hard. At least for me, it was really hard. I needed to grind it a lot to find a decent PvP IV one. So really that will be the opportunity if the Probopass are not weather boosted to try to find a good one for during this week. Probopass, you run it with Spark or Rock Throw. So depending if you want to put more shield pressure, you will go with Spark because you will charge up those charge move super fast, or if you want to go more with the fast move pressure, then you go with Rock Throw. That changed some matchups. For example, the Hypno matchup, you need Rock Throw if you want to pick it up, because with Spark, the Hypno is able to land the Shadow Ball to kill you. As when it comes to the charge moves, Probopass has access to Rock Slide, to Thunderbolt, and to Magnet Bomb. So it's very versatile mine. It's really one of those steel tanks, super versatile. And personally, I really like Probopass. Especially, I used to run it in the Voyager Cup because it beats Bastiodon, and not a lot of people are expecting Bastiodon, the super tank, to lose to let's say to less common mon. When it comes to the Great League, you should look out for a 0-15-15 at level 28. And here, as you can see, there are some nice wins in the Great League. You need a very good PvP IV Probopass to pick up Alolan Marowak and to pick up Sableye. This is Alolan Marowak with Spark, because if you go Rock Throw, obviously you are going to delete the AWAC. And when it comes to the Sveilous matchup, it's an IV dependent matchup, and this is something that you should keep in mind, especially if you are playing the Vortex Cup, because a very good Sveilous is able to flip the matchup against the Spark Probopass. Should you go Shadow or not? Here it's let's say it's 50-50. You are going to take up this Hypno matchup, so if you want to run Spark, just go with the Shadow, and as a trade-off you lose against the Hunter, because you are not able anymore to tank the Shadow Ball from the Hunter. For the Ultra League, I talked about Probopass as a nice spice pick in Ultra League. Last time I covered Probopass, I think it was for the Wound event, not the Wound event, the Unova event. I don't remember, but I told you that with the XL candies, bringing up Probopass up to the level 51 could make it a very spice pick in the Ultra. So if you want to do that, this is going to be a great event to farm XL candies and do so. You have the list of the mons that Probopass beats in the Ultra League, and I do believe that Shadow is a bit an added value because you are able to pick as well Empoleon, which is huge. Last one we are going to cover today, it's going to be Skarmory. Skarmory is going to be available in raids, so this is going to be a great opportunity if you are still looking for a Ultra League Skarmory, so close to the Hundo that you will bring up to the level 51. This event could be interesting for you. I mean, if you are not that fan of those shinies in legendary shinies that are just available right now, you could use your daily passes on the Skarmory. When it comes to the Great League, Skarmory, it's an amazing mon. It's really a mon everyone should have a Skarmory. Everyone should try to have a very good PvP IV Skarmory. Why? Because a very good PvP Skarmory is able to take a Azumarill, is able to take Diggersby, is able to take Zweilous. Not on this infography as well, but a very good PvP IV Skarm takes as well the Alolan Ninetales matchup quite consistently, straight sky attack. When it comes to Shadow, non-Shadow, here I do believe you should skip, let's say, the regular Skarmory, because you need the extra bulk against some of those matchups, those being the Frostlass, the Drifblim, the Sableye, and the Scrafty matchup. In the meantime, if you go Shadow, you can pick Mantine and you can pick Munchlax, keeping in mind that Mantine, in reality, that's not a bad matchup for Skarmory. If you don't shield the Bubble Beam, you are good to go with the Skarmory. For Ultra League, and I think that once Skarmory, for example, comes back in nests, because I do think they remove Skarm from nest at the moment. So unless I'm wrong, and you can tell me in the comment section, you cannot farm Skarmory at the moment in nets. But once they are going to come back with the Skarmory, and the people will be able to grab some XL on the Skarmory, and I'm really looking for one. I have like my Skarm, his best buddy is at level 40, and I'm just missing the XLs. It's going to be a really interesting pick in the Ultra League. As you can see, you pick a lot of matchups, and same as the Great League, I don't think the Shadow is the way to go. If you have first, you need really to have 98 or under Shadow. Skarmory is quite rare in the Rocket Stop, so it's huge, and then the amount of Excel needed, it's even better, let's say even huge. I think you need 360 Excel candies instead of 296 if you have a shadow. I think that's the count. But as you can see, you are going to pick the Alolan matchup more consistently in a way, because when it comes to let's say to Skarm, it's a very good PvP IV Alolan Mug could flip the matchup. But you are going to lose some of those matchup. So basically that's the only matchup you are going to take. To sum it up, what you should really focus on for the next week. First of all, really find a good PvP IV Probopass. This is huge. Probopass is quite rare, so this is really the best opportunity you will have to find a good one. Even if you are not going to build it, at least you have it in the store. And the moment, I will advise you to try to evolve it, because you need magnetic lure to evolve Probopass. So at least try to evolve it if you have one, even if you don't build it up to 1500, still you have it, and then the moment you need, you can just power it up. Same if you don't have a good Magnezone, try to find to go out there, grind, find a good one. If you don't have still a good Skarmory for Ultra League, go out there, farm a good one. That's basically the three most important tasks you should do in this next week. So obviously, if you already have a good Skarm, if you already have a good Magnezone, just focus on the Probopass. But if not, just try to go out there and enjoy, and try to find a shiny Probopass. That's a huge advice, because it really looks nice. I hope you like this content. Don't forget to comment, to subscribe, and to like the video, and to stay tuned, as more content is going to come very soon. Bye, students!